Hey guys, Levi Webb here, and on this channel we are building a real estate portfolio from scratch. And in this video, I want to give you an update on unit number 3, which is property number 2, which I've had under contract for about a month, and I close in a couple days. I just got the closing disclosure packet from the lender, and that made me want to make this video because there's a couple things that I learned buying this other property that I think I need to roll into a lesson for properties going forward. So what is it that I learned? The big lesson is figure out your closing costs in the spreadsheets, where everything makes sense, right? I've been calculating closing costs as a percentage of the purchase price, but that's not really how closing costs work. So what I have left out is the fact that all the set costs are still going to be the same, whether you're buying a $100,000 property, $200,000 property, $400,000 property. Most of the set costs are going to be pretty much the same, right? The inspection fee, the appraisal fee, the underwriting fee, the processing fees, all those fees are going to be the same, whether you have a $100,000 property or you have a $500,000 property. And so calculating by a percentage is not really going to do justice. So maybe in my spreadsheet I got to go through and fine tune that. But for now, the lesson is really figure out what your closing costs are going to be and put that into your calculations. So how am I handling this? Well, on this one, I'm just going to eat it. I'm going to eat it. It's not a big deal. It means that my expected cash on cash return is going to dip now from about 8% down to about 6%. It still should theoretically cash flow, but it's not quite the slam dunk, right? Not a big deal. I just got to take this lesson and put it into the offers that I make in the future. And maybe that's going to mean that I don't look for these really inexpensive houses, which I've been kind of considering anyhow because I hate repairs. So moving forward, I'm going to calculate that in, maybe look at the more expensive houses and see how I can make them work. Now, also, lesson number 2 about closing costs. I thought about this a little too late, but when I put in the offers to make the numbers work a little better, I can offer the seller a little more money, which who doesn't like that? I can offer the sellers a little bit more money and then have them give me a credit towards the closing costs. Now, if you are brand new to real estate, this probably seems silly. If you are an experienced investor, you probably know what I'm doing here. I'm taking those closing costs now and I'm wrapping them into the mortgage. So less money up front, more money wrapped into the mortgage. So moving forward, instead of offering $95,000 for the house, I can offer $98,000 and have $3,000 in $3,000 credit from the sellers wrapped up into the mortgage. Now, if I am in fact looking for the more expensive properties, to make my percentages look better in my closing costs, I can, get a 250,000 property, but offer 255,000 and get a $5,000 credit from the seller. Now, I did this when I bought my personal home, and I kind of had it in the back of my mind. I knew how it worked, but when I bought my personal home, I was actually doing it to make the offer seem sweeter to the sellers, by offering them more money and then pulling it out in the back end. It didn't even occur to me that money gets wrapped up in the mortgage instead. So there you go. That's my lesson from so far from property number 2, is that a lot of costs in the closing costs are set, and they're still going to be the same whether you get an expensive property or a less expensive property. So account for that when you're doing your calculations. In my case, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Instead of 8% cash on cash, it's going to be 6% cash on cash, a number that many people would love to receive. Do please like and subscribe this video. Have you ever had this problem? If you have, let me know. Share your story down in the comments, and I'll make another update, maybe on closing day. Ciao.